Ever wonder why we haven't found aliens yet? Maybe they just visited the rudest countries first and decided, nah, we're good. Welcome, fellow Earthlings, to the most hilarious intercontinental journey you'll ever experience. We're about to embark on a trip through the world's top 15 rudest countries. But before we begin, let's remember this video is all in good fun, so let's not get our lederhosen in a twist. Picture this. You're in a country famed for its croissants and couture, and you ask for directions. Instead of a polite response, you're met with a dismissive shrug so fast, it's like they've been training for this their whole life. Well, you've just had your first taste of French rudeness, my friends. Next, imagine you're in a place where the word Q is sacred and tea time is practically a religious event. You decide to bypass the line only to be met with a chorus of passive-aggressive tutting. Congratulations, you've just upset the Brits. Now let's move over to a land renowned for its timepieces and chocolates. You're a minute late for your meeting and you're greeted with a look colder than a Swiss winter. Ah, the Swiss. They do love their punctuality. Then, there's a place where silence is golden and personal space is revered. You're invited to a steamy sauna, and the only sound is the crackling of the fire. Welcome to Finland, where the concept of small talk simply doesn't exist. And lastly for now, picture a country where honesty is served as raw as their sausages. You're told your new haircut is interesting, and suddenly, you're shopping for hats. Welcome to Germany, where sugarcoating is as rare as a unicorn. Each of these countries, with their unique quirks and cultural norms, contributes to the spicy mix that is our world. But remember, rudeness is subjective, and what may be rude to us might just be another Tuesday for someone else. So, ready to pack your bags and embark on this hilarious journey? Well, you've been warned. First stop, France, where bonjour might as well mean beat it, tourist. Ah, the land of the Eiffel Tower, croissants, and a love affair with the word non. The French are renowned for their hands-off approach to friendliness. Quite literally. You see, the French handshake is about as warm as a snowman's bottom and as brief as a goldfish's memory. Don't expect a firm grip, it's more like a fleeting brush of fingertips. And let's talk about the infamous Gallic shrug. A masterpiece of nonverbal communication. It's a shrug that speaks volumes, usually along the lines of "I don't care, I don't know," or "Why are you bothering me with this?" It's a full-body eye roll that can make you feel like you've just asked the world's stupidest question. Then there's the bisou. Ah, the French cheek kiss. A social minefield for any unsuspecting tourist. How many kisses? Which cheek first? It's a dance as delicate as a soufflé and as confusing as a French road sign. And let's not forget the French love of debate. It's said that a French conversation without a debate is like a croissant without butter. Pointless. But don't be mistaken, this isn't rudeness, it's just a passionate exchange of ideas, or so they say. But hey, it's not all frosty receptions and dismissive shrugs. The French are also famous for their love of good food, good wine, and good company. Just remember, if you're invited to a French dinner, don't eat beforehand. These gastronomic marathons can last for hours, and whatever you do, don't put your bread on your plate. That's a faux pas that could earn you a Gallic shrug of epic proportions. And that, folks, was the land of love, or should we say, the land of shrugs. Next, we travel to the United Kingdom. Remember, never ever jump the queue here unless you enjoy the sound of synchronized tutting. Ah, the Brits, known for their love of tea, crumpets, and a good old-fashioned queue. In this land, cutting in line is a cardinal sin, punishable by an orchestra of tuts and the coldest of cold shoulders. But it's not all stiff upper lips and side-eye glances. The Brits are also masters of the sarcastic quip and the dry wit, often delivered with a straight face and a cup of tea in hand. Don't be fooled though, they're not being rude, they're just British. And let's not forget about punctuality. Arriving late is a faux pas of the highest order. So, set your watches, folks, and get in line. So that was the Kingdom of Tea, tuts, and a whole lot of passive-aggressive side-eyes. Welcome to Finland, where the national sport is avoiding small talk at all costs. In Finland, silence isn't just golden, it's a national treasure, guarded more fiercely than the recipe for their famous cinnamon buns. You see, the Finns have turned avoiding unnecessary chatter into an art form, a ballet of sidestepping small talk, if you will. One might say the Finns are the world champions of the silent treatment. Their love of peace and quiet is so profound that they've got a saying, silence is sometimes the most beautiful voice. And let's not forget their epic love for personal space. You can recognize a Finn in a bus stop by the minimum of one reindeer's distance they keep from their fellow commuters. But don't mistake their silence for rudeness. Oh no, they're just saving their words for something meaningful, like discussing the weather or the price of milk. It's not that they don't like you, they just don't see the point of filling the air with mindless babble. They believe that words are like saunas, the fewer the better and the hotter the more effective. And speaking of saunas, if you're invited to one by a Finn, buckle up for an evening of bonding in silence. Because in Finland, even sweating in a tiny wooden box is a quiet affair. The only sound you'll hear is the hiss of water on hot stones and the occasional sigh of contentment. And remember, if you're ever lost in the Finnish wilderness, don't yell for help. Just stand there quietly. A Finn will sense your discomfort and arrive to silently guide you back to civilization. After all, they're like the ninjas of the north, masters of the silent rescue. So, if you're tired of the constant noise and chatter of the world, pack your bags for Finland. Just remember to bring a good book, because conversations are few and far between in this land of tranquility. Well, that was a quiet tour through the land of 1,000 awkward silences. Now we arrive in Germany, where sugarcoating is a term as foreign as late trains. Yes folks, we're in the land of beer, bratwurst, and brutal honesty. Germans, known for their punctuality, efficiency, and love of order, are also infamous for their directness. They don't believe in the art of beating around the bush, no sir. If they think your idea is bad, they'll tell you straight up, no frills attached. Imagine having a conversation with a German friend over a frothy beer. You're excited to share your new business idea about a dog translator. In any other country, you might get a polite smile and a, "that sounds interesting." But not here. Your German friend, after a long swig of beer, might just say, "That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard." Ouch. But hey, at least you won't be wasting time and money on a doomed venture, right? And let's not forget their unique take on compliments. If a German tells you your new haircut looks interesting, folks, that's not a compliment. It's a polite German way of saying, "I wouldn't let my dog get a haircut like that." So remember, when in Germany, prepare for brutal honesty, and maybe, just maybe, leave your new fashion experiments at home. Auf Wiedersehen, Germany. Remember, if a German calls your new haircut interesting, it's time to find a new stylist. Finally, we land in Italy, where Mamma Mia is not just an ABBA song, but also a common reaction to tourists mispronouncing bruschetta. Ah, Italy, where the sun always shines, the pasta is endless, and the locals communicate with a symphony of expressive hand gestures. And let's not forget about the sacred siesta. Disturb an Italian during their afternoon nap, and you'll be met with a glare fiercer than a Roman gladiator. Now, on to the food. Italians are as passionate about their cuisine as a football fan is about their team. If you dare to put pineapple on a pizza or serve spaghetti with meatballs, be prepared for a chorus of outraged "che cosa" echoing through the cobblestone streets. And remember, there's no such thing as too much garlic in an Italian kitchen. Then there's the Italian fashion sense. They can make a simple walk to the grocery store feel like a catwalk strut during Milan Fashion Week. Italians have a knack for looking effortlessly stylish, even if they're just wearing a pair of jeans and a t-shirt. But remember, don't be fooled by their chic exterior. They've got a fiery passion burning inside, ready to explode at the slightest provocation. And that's Italy for you, where the hand gestures are as spicy as the pasta sauce. So, there you have it folks. The world's top rudest countries, or as we like to call them, the lands of cultural quirks. From the French and their love of dismissive shrugs to the British with their tutting and obsession with cues, we've seen it all. Let's not forget the Swiss, who might just clock you for being a minute late, and the Finns, who would rather share a silent sauna than a noisy conversation. Then there's the Germans with their brutal honesty, which might just have you running for a new hairstylist. And last but certainly not least, the Italians, who can turn a simple dinner into an opera of passionate debates and expressions. Remember, it's all in good fun. After all, isn't it our quirks that make us all interesting? Until next time, safe travels, and don't forget to pack your sense of humor.